of you on here. Say hello in the chat um, and just say hi. How are you all doing? I hope you guys are having a good Thursday. Um, I am popping on because I was going to just do some love readings um, for this month. I was at a retreat the past week, and people, or even when I'm online, people ask about love messages. And I'm probably going to come on at a later time and talk about this, but um, how some of it is related. Hi, Melissa. How some of it is related to your overall worth. Um, One thing that I do notice with a lot of folks, like they'll ask about love, but they're not charging their full value. And so you really need to, hi, Stewart. You really need to value yourself, especially if you're a healer and you're in entrepreneurship. Like you need to get your money so that you can attract a better partner, someone that is more in alignment to who you are. Um, so I'll talk a little bit more about that at a later time. But we're gonna start with Pisces. We're just gonna do an oracle and then kind of find out for the month ahead. We'll go do tarot as well. So, ancestor spirit guides, what messages do you guys have about love for Pisces for this month? What messages do you have for Pisces around love? Let's see what comes out. So for some of you, it's you're being required to allow time to bring in this particular person. So they're going to be someone that's worth waiting for. Some of this is about divine timing with your particular partnership. Let's see what else. What other messages do they have for some of you? Sometimes divine timing can be around you meeting a cycle within growth in relation to your life purpose or just overall something that you're being required to do. Some of you are being, it says retreat. So some of you are being called, you need to go internally. When I think of retreat, I think of the hermit card within tarot. So some of you are being called to go within yourself to connect and maybe sit in what other things that you need to explore in order for this person to come in and meet you where you're at. So I'm going to go into the tarot, see if we can find out a little bit more about what this particular partner is going to be or who they are, if you know them. So, and by you going within yourself and working on yourself, that's when other things are going to come in. So, okay. So, spirit guides, what messages do you have for love for Pisces around? So, they're going to be someone, or you're going to be required to take a step or start a new chapter on yourself or a new beginning because you have the full card here. So some of you are maybe being required also to maybe potentially travel or go down a new path, something that you haven't done before. But or potentially this is someone new because it is the fool. So it'll be someone new to you that you may not know, but you may potentially meet this person while you're like traveling, maybe taking a step and doing something that you probably wouldn't have done before to see what other messages that you need to know. So once you're willing to start maybe a new cycle, maybe give up on a potential person that you have a past. So I get the star card. So they may be someone that's Aquarius, or it could be someone that has water like energy. Um, so could be potentially so you have could be in the next like 7 months, could potentially be the person that you connect with. Some of you also are being required to get more in touch with your feelings and also connecting with whatever unresolved emotions potentially that are within you. I think that's why they're asking you to retreat, is to tap into maybe parts of yourself that you have not allowed to explore. Some of you may also be what's blocking this coming through, or because you have the divine timing worth the wait. Some of you also may be required to do particular work that allows you to be seen, and that will bring your confidence, and that will also attract the particular person that is coming through. It could be that you're just out and about and you may meet this person. You decide to take a chance, go somewhere new, try something different, and you're out being seen, and then you may meet this person. So that is for Pisces. Hi, everyone. If you could tap on the like if you're new and dropping in, I see 24 of you all here in the room. That would be so appreciated. So we're going to go next to Aries. So, what other love oracles? What messages do you have for Aries for love for the month of March? So, you all need to be keeping an open mind. Whoever's going to be your potentially partner isn't going to be what you've dated in the past, and sometimes it comes about like learning how to heal and figuring out who is the person that you're supposed to be with. And so you're being reminded that I'm just gonna block this person on here. And um so yeah, whoever you're gonna meet isn't what you have dated in the past. And sometimes through healing, you get more appreciation for who you're supposed to be working or dating, or just allowing your energy to open up to. So let's see what else for Aries in terms of messages, in terms of partner for the month of March. So keep your options open. Maybe move more towards feeling, not so much about the aesthetics of the person that you typically date. Okay. Yeah, so it's gonna be a new love, and that's why, it's popping up that they're not gonna be the potential person that you've had in the past. Someone that you're gonna meet, I see this card, like, you're just out, this particular person connecting with someone who's new, um, a different flavor. And we're also going through retrograde. So definitely encourage folks that you may not want to entertain folks' energies from the past. Um, let's see what else. See what else. What other messages do you have about love for Aries for the month of March? Um, so it says Queen of Pentacles. They may be, it could be a masculine within Pentacles energy. So they could be someone that's just very like stable, strong, abundant, like is very secure in their work. Could be an earth sign as a potential partner. Um, could be that maybe you might meet this person during one of the Pentacles months. So Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn season. Because it's too many cards. And it may be that this person is also willing to share their abundance with you as well. So it's something maybe you haven't experienced in the past. What other messages? Yeah, some of you haven't met this person because some of you all are still in your 9 of swords energy. I don't know if some of you have broken up with someone in the past or you're just overthinking when I'm going to meet this potential partner. What you're being asked to is to kind of get out of this energy. Don't worry about who this person is when they're going to come through. You need to just allow yourself to heal, sit in, receive with whomever this particular person is. They also could be an air sign too. With air sign partners, I always remind people like they may not necessarily be the most expressive person, and that may be something that's a little bit different than what you're used to. They may like express themselves because you also have the pinnacle energy there. They may express themselves maybe through action, money, uh, like just doing acts of service. But they may not necessarily be like, hey, here are my emotions, and this is how I go about doing it. So, could be also an air sign as well. They could have earth placements along with it as a potential partner. So, um, see what else. So, we're on Aries. So after Aries, we have Taurus, right? Let's see. I'll double check, make sure I don't skip signs. Uh, yep, Taurus. Okay, so Taurus, expect for Taurus for the month of March in terms of relationship. So who can Taurus expect to be in partnership for potentially month of March? Okay, so some of you, because you've been working out on with yourselves, maybe taking better care of yourself, just allowing yourself to be seen, um, you are going to attract someone like love partnership. And one of the ways that you're going to do it is like learning how to be present, being in the moment. So like the little things that um you enjoy. So, like, I always tell people, can you go out and maybe do dancing? Can you learn, other forms of embodiment work that allow yourself to learn how to appreciate your body, its movement, and all that stuff? Also, some of you may want to meditate so that you learn how to be present, soak up all the things in, soak up potential romance attraction that this person brings in, and they may also teach you how to appreciate receiving love. And that's one of the things that I've been talking with some of the folks is like, what does love look like to you? But also, how can you appreciate it? Okay, so yeah, some of you, what I would recommend if you're in a good space, something that you may want to work on is learning how to call in a partner. So this is also ties back to the attraction piece, being present in the moment. So not necessarily about like the aesthetic, like they're 5'9", they're X, Y, and Z. You need to think about, okay, how does this person gonna make me feel? What are some of the things that we're gonna do together? Can I write a note to this person about maybe like our day together and being in relationship? So, in order for you to bring in the love that you really want and require, Taurus, you're being asked to start to do the attraction work, calling it in. So, something that you could do is like prayers, affirmations, working through some of your blockages, and so that makes sense why the attraction. You're being called to build the attraction for the partner that you want. Taurus, and learning how to do that. So let's see, what other messages do you guys have about love for Taurus? Some of that is also learning how to build up your feminine energy. Yeah, some of you have the devil card. So some of you may have like obsessions, could be like addictions or things um to just not being able how to focus, maybe attaching to the wrong things around your addictions, or just overthinking, overthinking potential like partners. This is my person or not. Sometimes because you are overthinking it, because you do have the swords here, like you're just exhausted, thinking about like, is this person going to come through? What are they going to look like, all these other things. So you really need to start getting out of your head, quit overthinking, because that is what is also exhausting you. You need to learn how to bring like a meditative practice, an embodied practice, visualize your life, visualize your worth, visualize what type of love you want to bring in, what do they look like, etc. What would your partnership look like, moving forward? If you do that, you're going to end up with the Nine of Cups. So you're going to be satisfied with your relationship. You could also attract, could be a water sign, air sign, um, but you're going to be more satisfied in the potential partner that you end up seeking because of it. So, Taurus, yes, the spring part of your work, especially March, is learning how to call in healthier love. And that's also by working on yourself. So you may meet some people during this time period, the month of March, may not necessarily be the type that you want. It also could be a Scorpio water sign, um, in addition to air or a water sign. So we're gonna do Gemini next, and yeah, if you want a partner, you got to do love work, um, around yourself. Okay, so let's see what's messages about love do we have for Gemini. I think Nalita, you're Gemini in here. What messages around love for Gemini for the month of March? What can you potentially call in here? Okay. Oh, so I'm gonna pull this one. I'm gonna pull one more. Okay. Can you add one more card for Gemini? Um, what do they need to? Okay. I'm gonna shuffle this one. I don't like that one. So first thing I'm seeing off for the Geminis here, some of you have a lot of responsibility and you need to learn how to take your own life back in a way. You pour into a lot of people, so you need to learn how to maybe prioritize yourself, maybe taking care of yourself, control of what you're doing, your thoughts, all that stuff. Yeah, it makes sense. So you're asking to to free yourself, but also at the same time, they're telling you to learn how to let go. Um, because if you have other things that you are always having to manage, you tend to bring that energy into when you're trying to date. So, one of the things that they're asking you to do is to learn how to let go of anything that's potentially like happening to you. Let go of maybe control around, could be relationship, but also around just in general, like letting go of having to do everything. See if there's some spaces where you can allow a little softness within your relationship, and that also could be potentially with the partner that you attract as well. So let's see. Yeah, some of you, I cut the deck. Some of you need to get back in the energy of when I see this card, it's like a little child and an adult, like them giving a cup to them. And it's kind of like reminiscing. Some of you need to have more time, especially Gemini. You need to have more time to reminisce, maybe tap into your inner child, doing some of the more playful things, because you're not getting that experience to do it or time to do it. So let's go in. What are the messages do you have for Gemini for the month of March around love? What kinds of messages do you have? Yeah, you have the sun card. Like when I see the sun card, like it's pure joy, like excitement, nature. Some of you may need to go out and be in nature, connect in nature, bring out more of the childlike part of yourself. Um, could be a Leo that you end up meeting after you have allowed yourself to kind of go out and enjoy, maybe tap into the inner child. Also, could be a water sign. You have Queen of Cups here. So some of you also, your cup is closed. So some of it also may be around your subconscious that also is blocking your ability to attract some of the sun energy in. So some of you, yes, you may be like the therapist of the family. You could be the person that always helps people, counsel people. You're being called Gemini, especially during the season. Like you need to allow more joy, more reminiscing of things of the past, using your inner child stuff, inner child experience. It could also be that you may meet this person if you're reminiscing child like work, if you're an artist or whatever, going to a class or going outside, you may meet this person potentially. So yeah, so Gemini, yes, this season you need to spend more time investing on yourself, less control over doing everything and allowing yourself to maybe more experience and do things to tend to yourself. And you may meet someone that maybe fits some of these signs. So we're going to go into Cancer next. So in some ways I feel like Gemini, it's really like more love for self this month, like they're asking you before it's more than love or partnership. Um, okay, so for Cancer, okay, what messages do you have for love for Cancer? Oop, both of those popped out real quick. Mm, okay, Cancer. So this is also a lot of love healing stuff. So Cancer, you're being asked to you need to do some root work with yourself. Um, it may be that like you keep attracting a particular type of partner and maybe you're not really happy with the folks that you're attracting. Part of it is because you need to go back and work on some family related dynamics around relationships. Um, and it may be that it could be a parent or another elder that raised you or took care of you. Maybe you don't have a relationship with, or there's been a wound around that relationship. And because of that, it's created kind of codependency. Sometimes when we don't have those healthy dynamics, we learn how to bring codependency in different ways. Some of that's attention, some of that's like intimacy around having different types of partners. There's nothing wrong with that, but not being able to sit in yourself and learn how to love yourself. And not having to be attached to someone, that is part of also the codependency component. So if someone wasn't able to meet your needs, you learn how to build dependency in a different way. So Cancer this month, what they're asking to do is do some more healing work around family, parent, relationship dynamics. What are the things that you're still holding on that were hurt in your childhood? Like they say, the child is the framework to the adult. So you can't not build the house without tending to the foundation of the wounds. Okay, so what other messages do you have for Cancer around love? Yeah, some of it's going to occur around timing, divine timing. If you do the work on yourself, the timing will correct itself. You'll meet that person. Yeah, interesting. Got again, Six of Cups. Some of it's inner child work that you need to do, inner child healing. If you do that inner child healing, that will help you. Yeah, you have Page of Cups. Um, Emotions could be end up being with a water sign. I wouldn't necessarily date someone that's a Page of Cups because they're a little immature, especially in their emotions. But it may be that you need to get more into your creativity to like help you around healing, focusing around your emotions, connecting with your emotions. Yeah, you have a lot of cups, Six of Cups here. You need to not be so apathetic about experiences that you've had of the past, being more open and more playful with yourself. And what I mean by that is exploring yourself, your emotions, and how you want to maybe build a better partnership by loving yourself. So yeah, Cancer this month is about healing, familial healing, and working through that. Okay, let's see. We have Cancer. So next is want to make sure I think it's yeah, Leo. Okay, so Leo, what messages do you have around love for the month of March? What messages do you have around love for the month of March? Okay. So for Leo, um, you're gonna meet your person soon. Um, you've probably already met them and maybe like timing didn't work out. Um, so you have some decisions to make. Um, it may be some of your lack of decision making that is not allowing that person to come through. Because it says they could be the one. So timing wise, you could meet your person this month, or if you take the action that you need, this person will come in sooner. Some of you may need to move or switch jobs or make some sort of move within your career so that that person can get to you. So let's see what messages you have for love around Leo for the month of March. Yes. Yeah, especially for some of you, like it might be good for you to be outside. Um, some of it is also because you aren't moving around heartbreak or maybe like this person, maybe something in the past didn't work. Um, and now, like maybe timing, things coming in may work out better in your favor because I saw the Three of Swords when I was kind of cutting the deck. Okay, so let's see. What messages do you have for Leo for the month of March? What messages do you have for love for Mia, Leo? Yes, Three of Swords. Probably have had heartbreak in the past. So you need to let go if you haven't of the person um, that either broke your heart or affected you. Yeah, you have Chariot. If you are able to let go, maybe some of the hurt, disappointments of the past, this person's going to come through. Could be also in the past, like they may have disappointed you, or could be a third party involved or whatnot. Um, if it is someone from the past, things maybe shifting a little bit differently. I also see their hierophant here, so they're wanting commitment with you. This potential person want maybe marriage with you, looking like they want a traditional relationship commitment. So you are being encouraged this month, Leo, to heal, allow the person to come forward. Could be someone from the past. Um, could be air sign, potentially, maybe water sign too as well. Let's see. Any other messages for Leo? Any other messages for Leo? A lot of like court cards. Yeah, it could be a fire sign too, a King of Wands. So, too fiery, um, two fiery signs between you all. But yeah, they're just reminding you to be open. You know this person, and maybe that you guys may have a history and something that didn't go right, but now being course correcting the relationship. We got Virgos. Any Virgos on here or Virgo placements? Okay, so Virgos, what messages around love for the month of March? Virgos have coming through. Messages around love. Do Virgos have coming through? Mm, a lot of requests around healing. Messages around love. Virgos have coming through. Mm. So with Virgos, like I feel like some of you have been in this energy of having a lot of like passion with this potential person. Some of you, it's your either religious or spiritual experience and love that's either like blocked you not finding the partner or someone not wanting to partner with you, or it's that your ancestors and your guides are wanting someone who is spiritually in align with you. I was just talking to a friend earlier this week. um it's not always that you are lined up with people who you think it is. Some ways it's, are you spiritually energetically aligned with the person that you're dealing with, and then being in the vibration that's similar to yours. So there'll be passion in your relationship, but I think like spiritual and religious connections is going to be one of the things that either might be a challenge or that's going to have to be a deciding factor of who you end up partnering with. So let's see what messages for Virgos around love. Some of you need to let go of a person from the past. You need to allow someone new to come through. Um, quit recycling old people. Yeah, someone that you may meet out in community, might be a community event, being outside, or someone that you know within your friend group that might introduce them to you. Could be a water sign. Let's see what else. They could also have a family, or you have a family, and maybe they're adding to it. Yeah, you guys are being called, you have the death card. You guys are being called to have transformation. So some of you need to let go of old past energy of a person so that you can transform to bring this person in. You also have the death card, I think, of Scorpio. So could be a water sign. Yeah, water across the board, um, that you may end up meeting. But I think the first thing that they're asking you to do is you need to let go maybe of old ways of thinking about partnership. or experiences of partnership and having that death, it'll bring in renewal of the person that you're supposed to be with. You could meet them this month. It may be 3 weeks, could be 3 months from now that you meet this person. Maybe a water sign of some sort, or have water placements in their rising sign. All right, let's see. I'm going to go into, I'm going to shuffle these. We're going to do Libra next. Any Libras on here other than myself or have Libra placements, air placements? Okay. All right, so Libras, the messages about love for the month of March. Okay. The other messages. Some of you are partnered, some of you are being asked to have conversation with that person. Um, like you may need to have like a heart to heart conversation with that person if things aren't working the way that it should be. Oh, that flipped out. Um, no, I'm gonna shuffle this again. Some of you, it may be an old person from the past coming back around. You may need to have a conversation about what happened because we are in retrograde the month of March. So I see this as old energy, maybe coming back. Um, yeah, this reads to me maybe a rekindling because you have heart to heart and then you also have honeymoon. So it might be someone that from the past that you stopped speaking to, stopped talking to, comes back into the picture. Maybe you guys start talking together, may start rekindling your relationship. Maybe where things went wrong in the past. And some of you may end up taking a trip with this person or them taking you on a trip as part of the way of like getting you back, like a vacation or something like that. Let's see what other messages around for October Libras or Libras in general. Yeah, so this is reading like old energy. Yeah, one thing you're being required to is be strong in your boundaries with whomever this person is. You need to have strength. So, courage to have conversations, maybe that may be uncomfortable. Could be a Leo from the past that you're partnering with or reconnecting with. Um, Spirit is also reminding you of the Two of Cups here. Like there needs to be balance in this relationship. I don't know if this person in the past, like you feel like you couldn't trust them or they didn't really carry their weight, they didn't give to the relationship. Um, and in a lot of ways, some of you may have let them do whatever they want, not really feel like you had the strength or courage to set boundaries with them, expressing your what you want, all those things. And so, yeah, they may be a fire sign or a water sign or have those types of energies that also are coming back into you. Some of you also may end up in partnership with a fire sign. You may decide, have the courage to maybe do something new as well. But it's really giving when I see this like old energy coming back. Oh, I have to. And pause for a minute. My apologies. Um, If it's in retrograde, this person comes back, I would be very leery of them. And I would really set some clear boundaries with them before I would get back with this person, in my opinion. So we're going to do Scorpio next. All right, Scorpio, what messages do you have for love for the month of March? What messages do you have around love for the month of March for Scorpio? Okay. What other messages for love for Scorpio the month of March? Some of you might have reconciliation with a person from the past that's coming in, someone that you know. In the past, this person may have not been honest with you because of the deception card. Some of you may not like feel like you can trust them because they didn't really communicate very well. Um, so yeah, let's see what else. Let me see if they could tell us more about this person. I always think it with the Nine of Swords, like the person's not just communicating with you. Let's see. What messages do you have for Scorpio around love for the month of March? Yeah, like they're a Knight of Swords. Like they coming in like all hot to like, want to reconnect, but they also like those types of energies. As soon as they come in, they roll out. Um, yeah, I got all these like cards that like work. They They require a lot of work. Let's see what else. What are the messages for love for Scorpio? They could be an air sign or just be in a night energy. Let's see what else. I would be very cautious with them. Yeah, this one keeps popping out. There's a 10 of wands. They could be a fire sign too. Like with you, you feel like you have to work hard with them to get them to like commit, get them to like express themselves, get them to put in the work with you. Um, yeah. And it's like you also have the 5 of cups. They also could have water placements in addition to fire. So fire, air, or water. Yeah, like they kind of leave you with the cups. So some of you are like, I thought this was going to be a partnership or whatever. And they just go out and you're kind of like, what happened to the cups that were there? Um, so you're kind of being reminded like you also have two other cups, other potential options that you may want to explore. This person seems like they're just coming in to test the water, see how things go, and then come out with the energy. My question, especially in the month of March, because it is retrograde, like I would be very like cautious around doing anything that requires commitment with them. They seem like they're not like steady and also working in a night energy, like they're not very mature. I also cut the deck. Some of you are a high priestess, like you know this person, you know like how they are. Use your intuition in deciding if you want to move forward, but also move forward with caution. So we got Sagittarius next. There's a friend who used to call him Sagittarius because they be turning your life up. So, okay, let's see. What messages do you have for Sagittarius? Messages do you have for Sagittarius? Messages do you have for Sagittarius? A lot of y'all, it's a lot of self love, a lot of tests of old relationships, old partnerships, people, things that you're being asked. See. So some of you need to get more in your playful energy. Sagittarius, they tend to overwork. So some of you are being asked to like allow yourself to go play more, allow your younger self to shine a little bit. Um, yeah, whoever you end up partnering with, like there's going to be some sort of connection, may feel magnetic, like an instant attraction. I always say, like, yes, attraction's good, but be mindful, like, if it's instantaneous, like, is it because of the spark, or is it really feel like you do have something in common with that person? You could see that you're growing with them. What messages? Yeah, they're gonna bring this forward. You have the chariot. So some forward movement, like they may come in like when you least expect it, like quickly, you're doing something. Ace of Cups. So it could be a water sign. They may not, they may be like kind of young in how they express their emotions with you. Um, some of you, like, you get the Nine of Wands, like some of you all maybe just like you've had to kind of cling to maybe relationships or experiences in the past that haven't like best suited you. So some of you may be like exhausted or not used to maybe this potential person coming in and maybe being in a different energy, more expression around how they feel about you. But it's going to be something that you don't expect. You might be just minding your business and then they just come in and be like, hi, here I am, kind of thing. So, with water signs, some of y'all need to quit overworking, allow the person to come forward, quit clinging on to other things of the past. Yeah, yeah, eight of wands. Like some of you like feel like you've had to fight for a relationship. So it might be feel like not what you're used to in the past, and it kind of goes back to the other card, like the instant attraction, like you've just that may be off-putting or off your radar from what you've experienced. Yeah, yeah, you got the tower, so this is probably going to really shift your life or shift your expectations for how things may have been flowing, or just in general, like where your destiny or your foundation is supposed to be. So we got Capricorn next. Okay, what messages for Capricorn around love? Okay. Capricorn, some of y'all need to let go of your ex. I don't know if you're stuck in a situation where you feel like you can't let go of them because it's familiar. um but you holding on to like maybe it could be reconciliation or just the hope that this person's going to change is what's blocking you, and it messes with your energy. Yeah, you need to take more effort on yourself. You have, when I say this, it says like great love is worth taking the step. It's almost like the full energy, like they're asking you to take that leap. Like, yes, you know this from the past, it's easy to hold on to it because it's what you know, but they're asking you like, can you take that step on for yourself to see what what love is actually worth. Like there is good love out there for you. Yeah, and you also, there needs to be a give and take in the relationships. You have magician here, and you also see like the infinity sign, but also with this card, you have the six of pentacles. And so like some of you, you've been holding on to relationship with someone that maybe isn't feeding you. They're not balancing the give and take within the relationship. So you may end up like connected with the earth sign as your potential partner. Make sure that you're not only just giving to them, they're also giving to you and also feeding you as well. Could be in the past also too, like whoever you were dealing with and the heartbreak is you're trying to make them see you and also give to you. And if you allow for that better person to come through, take that step, you have the sun card here. So positive relationship coming in if you allow yourself, take a chance on yourself. So Capricorns, you're being reminded, take that step on yourself and your potential relationship. Yeah, you have a moon card. A lot of you need to work on your subconscious work, be reminded who you are, not the old relationship and the hurt and the things that have happened in the past. So, Capricorn. Okay, we're going to do last sign, Aquarius here. Aquarius, some of you need to remind yourself of the love that you deserve, or messages you have for Aquarius around love. One of the things that I did see is a lot of you don't have self love. You need to work on self love. Let's see what other messages do you have for Aquarius. Yeah, it's so funny. I said you need that self love. They're also reminding you it's safe to love too. So you need to allow yourself to open up, allow your heart to open up. Sounds like you've had some probably like not great relationships in the past. And because of that, like you've closed your heart off. So some of you need to work on your heart chakra and also healing around the heart, especially if you had any parental experiences that have broken your heart. Because you are not opening that heart, not healing the heart, you're not allowing that energy of someone loving to come through. That also goes back to like having more love for self. That will also attract the love that you're seeking. If you do that, they said you will find your one. Some of you've already met this person, but you're not allowing your heart to be open. You're not healing the energy of the past. So this month, like part of your work is learning how to get more self love, so that partner, maybe who you've met, can come back. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles, so could be a earth sign. They do have some money, a little bit of like abundance. Some of you may be focused on your craft or on your purpose that you need to do, so that you can get your money, so you can bring in that person who you want to be in partnership. That also might be the reason why it's also blocking you. See what else messages. Yeah, some of you are in Five of Pentacles energy. You may be feeling in lack. It could be also like because your former relationships were so hard, a lot of exhaustion, lack, not feeling like you have the resources. Um, and that also affects your money, how you feel about yourself, about your health. All those things are tied together with five. So feeling compression. So they're really asking you to really work on your healing, work when you work on your healing, work on your money. That's when the money, the relationship will come in, especially if you're trying to get old love to come back. Um, but if you do that, you'll end up with the person that you're supposed to be with. So March is going to be about healing also for you too, Aquarius. They may be an earth sign or they may bring that grounded energy to you, that earthly energy that you feel like is needed. Also Nine of Cups. So also like focusing on creativity, your emotions, water sign energy is also going to be very important for you. So so yeah, feel free to comment below. Maybe what you guys are all looking for in love. What things are you going to do around self love for this month? I'm curious if you want to comment below. I appreciate it. And thank you all for tuning in. If you can comment, like, and share, I would appreciate it. Have a great day, y'all.